The journey of Nathan, a tale of resilience. Nathan had always been a dreamer. Growing up in a small town nestled between mountains, he often imagined himself conquering the world beyond. His father, a blacksmith, had taught him the value of hard work, but Nathan's aspirations reached further than the forge. He wanted to build a life of his own, free from the limitations of his upbringing. At the age of 25, Nathan set off for the city with little more than a few coins in his pocket and a heart full of ambition. He had heard stories of endless opportunities in the bustling metropolis, where one could shape their destiny. However, the reality of city life was harsher than Nathan had expected. The first challenge, struggling to survive. The first few months were the hardest. Jobs were scarce, and competition was fierce. Nathan found himself working long hours in a warehouse, lifting heavy crates for meager wages. His dreams of building a successful business felt distant. Each night, he returned to a cramped apartment with peeling walls and a flickering light bulb that barely illuminated the space. Hunger gnawed at him as he rationed his meals, sometimes skipping them entirely. There were days when Nathan questioned his decision to leave home. He missed his family, the warmth of his mother's cooking, and the simplicity of life in the mountains. But deep inside, he knew that giving up wasn't an option. The second challenge, betrayal and loss ***. Just as things started looking up, Nathan found a partner, Elias, with whom he could open a small repair shop. They pooled their resources, and for the first time, Nathan felt a glimmer of hope. The shop attracted customers, and they began to see profits. But success came with a bitter twist. One day, Nathan arrived at the shop to find it empty. Elias had disappeared, taking all the money they had earned, leaving Nathan with nothing but an empty shell of a business. It felt like a knife had been plunged into his back. Betrayal stung more than failure. With his funds gone and his trust shattered, Nathan was back to square one. The weight of the loss was overwhelming, and he nearly gave in to despair. The third challenge, health crisis. Months passed, and just as Nathan was beginning to recover from the betrayal, his health took a turn for the worse. Years of physical labor and stress had taken their toll on his body. He was diagnosed with a serious heart condition that required surgery. Without insurance and with no savings left, the cost of the operation seemed insurmountable. Nathan's world crumbled around him. His body was failing, his dreams were slipping away, and he had no one to turn to. Lying in a hospital bed, he wondered if this was the end of his journey. How could he fight back when everything seemed stacked against him? The turning point, a glimmer of hope. But Nathan was not one to give up. In his darkest moment, a nurse named Maria, who had seen him come in and out of the hospital, offered him more than just medical care. She listened to his story and saw the fire in his eyes, despite his weakened body. Moved by his resilience, she connected him with a charity that provided medical assistance for people in his situation. Nathan received the surgery he desperately needed. During his recovery, Nathan reflected on his life. Each challenge had pushed him to the brink, but none had broken him. With a renewed sense of purpose, he decided to rebuild once more, this time, stronger and smarter. The final challenge, rising from the ashes. Nathan took a part-time job at a local mechanics shop to make ends meet while studying business at night. He networked, learned from his past mistakes, and slowly started building a new life. Years later, he opened a successful automotive repair and customization shop, this time without relying on anyone but himself. He became a mentor to others who had faced hardships, sharing his story to inspire those who were on the verge of giving up. Nathan's shop became a symbol of resilience and determination in the community. He had learned that life would always throw challenges his way, but it was how he faced them that defined his journey. Nathan's journey was never easy, but he emerged stronger after every fall. His story became a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one can rise, rebuild, and find success.